Hey, what's up? Amarjit here from motionmango and welcome again to a very exciting tutorial. Today we are actually gonna be creating some cool stuff inside of After Effects without using any third-party plugins. So let's jump right in. Here's what we are going to create. Okay, let's create a new composition by going to the composition menu, new composition, name it main comp, and select the preset HDTV 1080 and the frame rate 30 and the duration to about 5 seconds. Let's create the background first. Go to the layer menu, new, click on the solid and change its color to light gray. Hit OK. Create another layer. Go into layer menu, new, solid and hit OK. Let's apply an effect called checkerboard. Go to the effects menu, generate and click on the checkerboard and increase its width all the way to 200. Now select both the layers, going to layer menu, recompose and name it background. Deselect the background layer, it's important. Now we will create the triangle shape as you seen in the preview. Go to the shape layer button and select the polygon tool. Press and hold the shift key and draw a shape. If you are not getting a triangle shape, don't worry. Before releasing the mouse button, just roll the wheel button on the mouse up and down. You will get your desired shape done. Perfect. And if your triangle is not completely filled, just adjust the stroke width up and down so that we get the filled triangle. Change the corners of the triangle to rounded shape. For that, go to the shape layer, expand the content and polystar 1, go to the stroke and change the line joint to round joint. Perfect. Now fill it with some cool color. Go to the effects menu, generate and click on the gradient ramp and select the color whatever you want and select the second gradient similar to the first color but a bit lighter so that we can get a variation in the color in our object. Let's apply an effect called drop shadow to this object. Select the shape layer, right click on the layer style and click on the drop shadow. Scroll down to the layer style options and expand the drop shadow settings. Change the drop shadow color similar to the object's color. Now change some settings. Change the distance to 0 and the size to near about 150 or 60 maybe. Okay, we got our first shape. Okay, just collapse all the settings of the shape layer. Now select the layer, move it forward about 10 frames. Now let's apply some rotation to it. Expand the shape layer, go to the contents and transform polystar 1. Go to the rotation, click on the stopwatch to add a keyframe to the rotation property. Go all the way to end of the composition and change the rotation to 120 degree. Let's take a look. Perfect. Now make a copy of it. Click on the shape layer, collapse the shape layer, go to the edit, click on the duplicate or Ctrl D. Now change its color to something else. Let's go with red and the second color similar to red but light red. Hit OK and change the drop shadow color similar to the object color. Make another copy of it. Select the layer, edit, duplicate and change its color to something like blue. Change the second gradient to a bit light blue. Change its shadow color again similar to the object's color. Create a copy of it as well. Select the layer, edit, duplicate and change its color to something like green and the second color a bit light green. Hit OK. Create a copy of it as well and change the color to purple and the second color a bit light. Hit OK. Now we will adjust and scale the position of the shape layers to get the design similar to as we seen in the preview. Okay, let's scale the layers one by one. Okay, now change the position randomly. Okay, keep in mind, always click and drag from this point. Adjust the scale and the position until you get the desired design. Okay, we forgot to change its drop shadow color. Go to the drop shadow and change the drop shadow color similar to the color of the object. Okay, when you are happy with the position and the scale of the shape layers, we will tweak the animation. Okay, it looks good to me. Okay, let's play the animation, see how it looks. Now you can see all the shapes are rotating on the same pace and looking like identical. To give some randomness, we will adjust the rotation property of all the layers. Let's select all the layers all together. Press the U key from the keyboard to open up the rotation property. Come to the starting of the animation, click on the rotation and drag it to a different property randomly for all the shapes. This way we will get some random rotation of all the shapes so that it will not look identical. Okay, that looks great. Now add some position animation to all the shape layers. Select all the layers all together. Go to something like 25 frames or to 1 second and press the P key on the keyboard to open up the position property and click the stopwatch of the position property. Now come back to the starting of the animation. Now move all the layers upwards to off screen one by one. Press and hold the shift key while you drag the objects to keep the movement straight. Now go to the end of the composition and animate the shape layers a bit more, something like this. Now select all the keyframes all together. Right click on any keyframe and click on the keyframe interpolation. Change the auto bezier to linear and hit OK. Now select all the middle keyframes. Right click and go to the keyframe assistant and press easy ease or press F9. Now select first two keyframes of all the layers all together. Go to the graph editor over here and select all the keyframes all together and change the curve to something like this. Now click again to the graph editor button to come back. Now see the animation. It looks good to me. Let's add the text to the composition. Go to the text tool over here. Now type a text. I will type Motion Mango. Change the font and color of the text as you want. I will go with the Bebas font and I'll go with the dark blue color. Now position the text almost in the middle of the composition. Move the text layer to 15 frames. Now go to 1 second and 5 frames. Add a keyframe over here to the position. Now come back to the starting of the text layer and change the position of the text while holding the shift key, and now go to the end of the composition and move the text a bit again. Okay, to avoid any curves in the animation, select all the keyframes all together. Right click on any keyframe, go to keyframe interpolation, change the auto bezier to linear. Now select the first two keyframes, right click on any keyframe, go to keyframe assistant and press the easy ease or press the F9 button. Now select first two keyframes, go to the graph editor and change the shape of the graph to something like this. Now click again to the graph editor button and see the animation now. It looks good to me. Now to create the stencil effect of the text with the shape layer, just duplicate the text layer, select the text layer and change this text layer color to white and select the shape layer you want to use for alpha. In my case, I will select this layer and duplicate it. Move the duplicate layer all the way above the text layers. Now I will select my new text layer and change its track matte to alpha. Wow, it looks great now. Okay, let's add the starting transition to this animation. Create a new solid layer, make its color black, hit OK. Press the S key from the keyboard to open up the scale property. Unlink the scale property. Go to frame number 15. Click on the stopwatch of the scale property to add a keyframe over here. Come back to the starting of the animation and change this setting to 0. Select both the keyframes. Go to keyframe assistant and click on easy ease. While selecting both the keyframes, go to the graph editor and change its shape to something like this. Change the blending mode of this layer to stencil alpha. Now see the animation how it looks. I think we can move our layers a bit forward so that the animation starts after a few delays. To do that, let's select all the layers all together. Just leave the top layer and the background layer as it is. Click and drag all other layers few frames forward. Let's see the animation again. I think we can randomize the position of the layers so that they come to the stage randomly. To do that, we'll select all the shape layers and we change the position properties randomly. We will have to change the properties of this layer we copied on top of the text layers as well. It should be same to the duplicate of this layer. Select the layer, hit the P key and change its property similar to these keyframes. Okay, this is the starting and this is the ending. Okay, let's take a look again. Amazing, I love the animation. Hopefully you guys learned a bit of stuff. It's great to have you guys. You can download this project file for free. I will share the download link below in the description. We definitely value your support. Please do subscribe to our channel Motion Mango and hit the notification bell as well. We will keep creating the stuff like this which can help you. Don't forget to hit the like button and share the video. Signing off for now. We'll be right back with another exciting tutorial. Till then, take care.